The unseen world is real, it is no joke. These are things that I had experienced. I am a witness of things I am about to tell here. The word and testimony matter. I am to reveal secret because the one who is in me is greater. The satanic world is against anyone revealing their secret. I want to progress in this report by telling you how I went to the world of Satan and signed pact with the devil. I wanted to be known and famous in the world so that people will talk about me, and you cannot become famous in this world unless you meet the prince of this world. For all the famous people in television that we know have signed pact with Lucifer, the prince of this world. This world is ruled by a prince, an evil ruler. He has delegated power at the four corners of the world. All the country and city of the world are ruled by territorial spirit that he has delegated. The prince of this world is Satan. That is why the Bible say do not love the world. But I wanted to gain the world and become famous in the world. I ended up in different sect and secret order, in order to get more power and win in my wrestling profession. Then I met a man who wanted my help, for his late wife was appearing to him and claiming their child. The man feared that the child may die, because his late wife was appearing to him. The whole things began 40 days after the requiem mass. The requiem mass on Friday is satanic. It is always attended by demon and the deads. This mass of the deads is presided by the fallen angel Bombard of Bombard. Those who attend this mass, the enemy steal the year of their life. We must be careful about where people are quoting the name of Jesus Christ. It is not necessarily the Lord. I knew that I will not be able to capture the spirit of the late woman that was appearing to his husband, despite the fact that I was initiated in many occult practices, and despite the fact that people came to me seeking fame, promotion, football victory and success, maternity and abortion. I was a charlatan, and when people came to consult me, I was doing magic prayer and demon voices could be heard on the wall of the temple, or the radio or other channel. So I went to the parish to seek help from my friend the priest, to teach me how to be able to catch the spirit of the deads. I met my friend the priest and we agreed to meet on a Friday. On that day of Friday when I met the priest, he brought me and the man that was bothered by her late wife a bottle of red juice, and we began to talk and drink. We were drinking the bottle of the juice he brought us, when I noticed that after talking for hours the bottle of the juice was not finishing. This red drink was actually human blood, that constituted a pact that the priest did with us. This drink that was human blood was supposed to open the door for us to wear phosphoric body, with which we were supposed to travel to the satanic world. When it was midnight we left the parish. The priest drove us to the cemetery. When we got in the cemetery the priest asked us to hold him on his robe. When we got deeper in the cemetery, in a blink of the eye I saw that we were no longer in the cemetery. For we arrive in a mysterious world that I don't know how to explain, for when I remember it still give me chill. This world before us was unbelievable, a far advanced universe than our world. The technology I see today in the Western world, I already saw it in that world many years ago. I saw advanced car in that world. Some of you envy cars in the boulevard, but they are coffin. If the Lord were to open your vision to see the reality of this earth, you will realize how sinister and dark this world is. In fact, you will beg the Lord to remove you from this earth. There is no empty space on earth, for we are sharing this environment called earth with all kind of grotesque demons and dark entities who are everywhere, for they cover the earth. If you don't have Christ in your heart, you are a cattle in their eyes, and they can butcher and decapitate you any moment. These evil spirits fill the earth and they look for a door to enter people's life. They want to dwell in your body. I was with the priest and this man, we were contemplating this world of fallen angels. That's when I saw a long line of slaves that were bound in chains and were dragged to an unknown destination. These people were miserable. This scene caught my attention and I began to contemplate and wonder what was going on here. I observed these slaves to see if I could recognize a face. As a matter of fact, many late celebrities and public figures that have passed away are in this world of Satan as slaves. When the priest noticed that I was left behind watching these slaves, he asked me to join him. The priest told me, but mainly the man in need of help, when we get to our destination, you will see your late wife who died, for she live in this world, and when you see your late wife coming to shake your hand, avoid handshake. And if she give you something to bring to earth, you must refuse it. and if she asks about the child, tell her that the time for the child has not come. When his time comes the child will join her." This lady was appearing to his husband and demanding to take their child. Finally, after walking in this mysterious world, we arrived before a mansion, and someone came to open the gate. The person was the deceased lady, the late wife of this man. I knew this couple very well for they live in our neighborhood. When the deceased lady came out of the mansion, she tried to extend her hand to greet us, but we refused to shake her hand. Then she gave me a seat, and his husband joined her in the back of the house, and they began to discuss about their child. She said to her husband, "I live in this world alone, I need our child to come live with me here and help me." The man said to his late wife, "As far as the child is concerned, there is no problem for her to come here, but she will come to help you only when his time come." When they were still talking, the husband said, "The child will join you here, don't worry." The wife seemed happy to hear that. Afterward the priest told me, "Tell them that our time is finished, we must leave this world and return to earth." When I told the man and his late wife that it was time to leave, the woman rushed inside the house and came out with cakes. She said, "Bring my child this cake." The man that was told not to take anything from his late wife said, "Don't worry, I am working and have enough money for the child." Finally we left the lady who was appearing to his husband. When we left the lady, I thought we were returning to earth, but the priest began to make us visit this kingdom of those who fell from heaven. I saw the dwellers of this kingdom in celebration because of our arrival. When a soul joined the world of Satan, its celebration, we were visiting this magical world. But I did not know that the priest was taking us to the dwelling place of the prince of demon Beelzebub. Then we arrive in a place where the priest told the man, "You wait for us here, for your issue with your wife is already solved." Then the priest and I enter a mansion. It was technologically advanced. When we enter, we got in a lift going up, and then he came out and took another lift that was going down, descending under the ground, and then we entered many corridors that led us through many double doors that were opening and closing, and then we were transported by many escalators that led us to different corridors. We enter again in a lift, and when he came out, another escalator led us finally to a huge hall that seemed to be a lodge. There were pentacle and logos of global companies in this hall. I saw logo of popular cars, even tattoo. I saw many things, like coffin, skull. In this hall was a throne that looked like the throne of the King of France Louis XIV. The priest and I knelt before this throne, and then he clapped his hand 3 times. This clapping was a diabolic code of communication, just like bell ringing, that can be found in native doctor place and evil church. So when the priest clapped, I saw black smoke covering the throne. I was looking at the dark smoke that covered the throne, and I saw in the smoke a huge serpent that appeared. He had horns and hand with which he was holding swords, and there was infernal laughter from this serpent. It was terror. I wanted to flee, but the priest managed to keep me composed. The priest addressed the serpent in these words, "Great Master, I came with my friend. I want him to become one of us and join our house." The serpent continued to laugh, and while he laughed there were thunders and echoes. I was contemplating him when he asked me, "Do you know me?" I replied to him, "Great Master, I don't know you." He said, "Call me Father, for I am your father." I said to the serpent, "Further, I don't know you." Calling this snake Daddy was like signing a covenant with him, and by calling him Father I placed myself under the authority of diabolical power. We must avoid calling people Father all the time. The serpent told me, "From today onward call me Father Beelzebub. I am the prince of demon Beelzebub. Now tell me, what do you want me to do for you?" I said, "Father Beelzebub, I want to be famous in the world and rich. I don't want women to say no to me. I want to win all the wrestling game." He told me, "The world where you come from was given to me to rule, but I am also the ruler of this world. Any man that live in the world where you come from, I look at his life in the palm of my hand. Brother, any man that lack Jesus, his life is vulnerable and can be terminated any time, for he is exposed." Beelzebub told me, "Call me after 3 days after setting up a temple. I will come and meet your needs." He gave me many items that I had to put in my temple, like the perfume Liliane, the perfume Zanzibar, skull, coffin. The Prince of Demon told me, "I am giving you a mission. which is to fight people who chase me in the name of their master. We were walking in this kingdom when I saw that we were already in the cemetery. It was 3 a.m. I realized that I was carrying a load. These were items given to me by Beelzebub. The priest told that man that I brought him, "Your problem is over. Your late wife will no longer appear to you anymore." We left the cemetery and the priest drove to the parish. I arrived at home and began to set up a temple in my room. I became isolated in my room that had become a temple. My sister used to say, "You must be living with a mermaid in your room because you keep hiding there, and you don't want people to enter." Most politicians in our country have secret room where no one enter, and they travel to the world of Satan. You enter that room by accident, you may become crazy. Days later Beelzebub appeared in my room in a strong wind. He said, "I have come to fulfill your wish." He clapped his hand, and a lady appeared. She was a mermaid with fishtail. This was Lady Jacqueline, the goddess of love. She said, "No women will resist you." When he clapped again, another demon appeared, called Paul Belger, the divinity of wrestling, with eyes shining. When he clapped again, a demon appeared. He was called Dr. Solomon, that was supposed to support me in my mission. Then a wind began to blow, and through the wind they all enter in my body, and I changed completely, for I was no longer the same and I became fearless.